It's too hard. It's too hard, I often say, when dreams seem far and skies are gray. The mountain steep, the road unclear, my heart weighed down by doubt and fear. But step by step I start to climb, to one small victory at a time. Though heavy burdens I still rise, for light awaits beyond the skies. So, the thing I hear often, right, among my generation especially, which is Generation Z, it's too hard. Why isn't life easier? Why is it so hard? You know, I often ask myself that question too. Why isn't life easier? But is it that life is too hard? Or is it that our perspective portrays it that way? Because everything is perspective. There's geniuses out here who are like, oh, this is easy. Like, let's say you struggle with some sort of problem, but there's someone out there who just solves it like that. Like, this is too easy. So, when you look at it from that perspective, I feel like it's all a mindset thing. Yes, of course, there are some aspects of life you can't control, but there's for sure other aspects that are completely controllable, and life being hard is something that takes time for you to really, it takes time for you to learn to make it easier. But you always have to remember one thing though. It doesn't get easier. You only get stronger. And with life, bro, people expect it to be easy. It's like super easy. Like there's like this book out there that just tells you everything what you have to do, like the keys to success, how to do this, how to do that. No, there's no such thing. Not even your parents have all the answers, bro. Because you have to remember, it's your parents' first time being alive. It is their first time also being alive. It is my first time being alive. It's my mom's first time being alive. It's my dad's first time being alive. They don't have all the answers. And I've come to that conclusion after many years of always looking to my parents for the answers. But I realized they don't have the answers. Neither does anybody out there. You can go to someone, but they'll tell you their opinion of how they feel about something. They won't give you the answer. It's an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. You see how I feel about, like, let's say I feel a certain way about a certain topic. That's my opinion. Let's say you feel a certain way about a certain topic. That's your opinion. He feels a certain way about a certain topic. That's his opinion. She feels a certain way about a certain topic. That's her opinion. We are all opinionated, bro. That's exactly why you should always try to, before you try to seek another person's opinion or another person's advice, seek your first self. Because I promise you, 9 times out of 10, the advice you need is already inside of here. It's already inside of your mind. Because I've learned a big lesson a lot of times, let's say, in business and in relationships and just everything in general, that when I would go to ask people for advice, sure, they'd give me some advice, but I would use their advice, and for some reason, it didn't work the way I wanted it. So I was like, hold on, Aram. Let me take a step back. So, therefore, I took a step back, and I started taking my own advice more. And then stuff just started to align like a puzzle. And I was like, whoa, So, life is interesting, but you have to always remember to take your advice before you take anyone else's advice, because it is also their first time on this planet. And I'm gonna add on another part to this too. Another part I'd say to add on to is, it also really does come down to experience though, right? I mean, I love to ask people advice from people who have a lot of experience, right? But even they're wrong sometimes, bro. They're not always right. Like I said, it's also their first time on this planet, bro. Honestly, just because they have experience doesn't mean they're always right. But the best piece of advice, I'd give to anyone, and I mean, you can use this if you want or not, is try and see what happens. Do it and find out what happens. Because you never know what will happen. And that's my advice for you, bro. Try it and find out. Always be willing to try things and find out. Because you have to remember, life won't always be hard. It gets easier when we learn more. When we learn to contemplate things more. When we learn to articulate our thoughts even better. When we learn to specify exactly what the vision is inside of our mind. When we learn to turn vision into words, right? What's inside of your mind can sometimes be a difficult topic. But if we learn to turn what's inside of our mind into words, our life changes critically. It changes to a better manner. And that's exactly one thing a lot of people struggle with, is they cannot turn what's inside of here into words, right? It's difficult, and even sometimes I struggle with this, because I'm like, I think of something, I'm like, how do I bring this image to life? How do I bring this idea to life? How do I make my life easier? How do I make my life be smoother? Because all life is puzzle pieces. Life is a big game. This is a game. I'm literally talking to a camera right now. Life is a game, bro. Don't ever be too hard on yourself. Always remember that it won't always be hard. It gets easier, and I promise you it gets easier. Because I've been through really bad situations in my life, honestly. Personally speaking, I had a tough childhood growing up. But I had a lot of lessons I learned, and at times I was like, oh dude, there's definitely no light at the end of this tunnel. But then I came to the end of the tunnel, and there was light. There was indeed light. Life will not always be hard, and that's where I want to leave it. Thank you for watching. I love you all.